What if a single old coin could change the world? What if a tiny silver disc, once buried in a dusty museum, held the key to a secret vault that no one had known existed? The story begins with Elena, a young historian who loves the clink of coins more than the hum of her computer. Her days are spent in the museum's back room, sorting through ancient tokens, while her evenings are spent trying to pay rent. Money is tight, and her dream of teaching at a university feels like a far-off fantasy. One rainy afternoon, Elena's fingers brushed against a shiny round object in a dusty crate. It was a commemorative coin issued by First Global Bank, a bank that had been around for 150 years. The coin was plain on the surface, but when Elena examined it under the museum's magnifying glass, she saw something she couldn't explain. A faint line that ran from the edge of the coin to its center, a line that looked like a seam of a map. The next day, she compared several other coins from the same era. Each had a similar line, but they were not aligned. Elena felt a shiver run down her spine. She whispered to herself, "What if these coins are clues to something bigger?" She turned her curiosity into a plan. In a way, with pride, hey! Elena began to gather every First Global Bank commemorative coin she could find, stacking them in a circle on her small desk. As she lined them up, a pattern emerged, a shape that resembled a key. The edges of the coins touched like teeth of a lock. Elena's heart raced. She had found a secret map, hidden in plain sight. She was stunned, but also terrified. Could this map lead to a hidden treasure, or was it a dangerous trap? Elena decided that she must find out, even if it meant risking her life and reputation. Elena sought help from Mara, an elderly numismatist who had taught her in college. Mara had spent her life studying coins and knew that many stories were hidden in metal. When Elena showed her the coins, Mara's eyes widened. She whispered, "These coins were part of a special series. The bank used them to honor its founders, but there is more to it." Mara agreed to help Elena. The first experiment was simple. Elena laid a single coin on a wooden table. Then she placed a small mirror next to it and looked closely. The mirror reflected a faint pattern that matched the lines on the coin. When Mara added a second coin, the pattern completed a shape that resembled the key. When Elena added the third, a faint image appeared on the table, a line that seemed to lead to a spot in the old bank building that had been sealed for years. Elena felt her stomach tighten. She had found a map that led to the bank's original reserve, a place no one had ever accessed in 150 years. The discovery sparked a flood of excitement. Elena and Mara spent nights in the museum, aligning coins and watching the map unfold. They saw the outline of a vault, a hidden room, and a door. The bank's reserve was more than a few silver coins. It was a massive stash of gold and a secret ledger that recorded every transaction. The map was a key that could unlock a vault and change history. But the map also carried a warning. The bank's original reserve was the root of many financial secrets. If the reserve were revealed to the world, it could cause panic, collapse, or the bank to become a symbol of greed. Elena and Mara realized that with great knowledge came great danger. They had a choice: keep the map hidden and protect the secret, or share it with the world and risk destruction. Their discovery did not go unnoticed. The bank's secretive internal security order, known as the Vigiles, was activated. The Vigiles were a group of men and women who were descendants of former bank presidents, sworn to protect the bank's secrets. They had been hidden in the shadows, waiting for a moment to act. They began to track Elena's movements, using the bank's old security network. They tried to lure her into a trap, hoping she would reveal the map. Elena and Mara were suddenly surrounded by guards. The Vigiles demanded that Elena hand over the coins and the map. Elena refused. She felt her heart pounding. She was a historian, not a thief. She had always believed that knowledge should be shared, but she also knew the power that lay in this map. She felt torn between her moral duty to protect humanity from chaos and her duty to protect the bank's secret. The rival force that had followed them was the Syndicate, a group of former bank officers who had been expelled after a scandal, and they had been secretly gathering information about the bank's reserves for years, hoping to seize control. They were not just interested in the gold. They wanted to use the reserve to manipulate markets and profit. They had been waiting for the right moment to strike. When Elena refused to hand over the map, the syndicate moved in. They cornered Elena and Mara in an old warehouse. The syndicate's leader, Thomas, approached Elena with a smile that was more sinister than friendly. "What? Elena, you're very clever," Thomas said, "but we can't give up this map. We need the reserve to fund our next venture. We want to share it with the world, but we want to do it in a way that protects the bank's reputation." Elena felt a shiver. Thomas had a sharp mind and was a master at manipulation. He offered Elena a deal. Give him the map and he would protect the bank's reputation. Elena thought of her family, her future, and the countless people who would be affected by the bank's reserve. She realized that she had a responsibility to protect humanity from greed and chaos. He made a decision. Elena looked at Thomas. "I can't do this," she said. "I can't give the map. If I do, the bank's secrets would be exposed and the world would be in chaos. I would destroy the map." Elena pulled out a small hammer from her backpack and smashed the coins on the floor. The coins shattered into tiny pieces and the map dissolved into dust. Thomas looked at her with a mix of anger and fear. He had hoped to use the map, but the map was gone. The bank's reserve remained a secret, hidden behind a door that no one could open. The story ends with Elena staring at the ruins of the coins. She had made a decision that would change her life forever. She knew that knowledge could be a powerful weapon, but it could also be a dangerous one. The world would never know the truth about the bank's reserve, and the secret would remain hidden for another 150 years. Elena's decision had created a paradox. She had chosen to keep the secret hidden, but she had also chosen to share the truth that knowledge can be both powerful and dangerous. The story ends with a thought-provoking question. Is it better to keep secrets or to share knowledge, even when it may cause chaos?
Found this interesting? Subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like, share it out, and drop your questions or ideas in the comments. Until our next adventure.